Folks, 8 days. It's been 8 days. What am I talking about? The last Jonathan Kuminga update. And still a stalemate, but we're getting some more information out of John Kuminga's camp. What are they saying? Why is it a stalemate? What's going to happen? Most likely he's coming back to the Warriors on the qualifying offer or the 2-year, $45 million offer. No teams sign trade really happening, but we have some insight from his camp. Plus, the NBA released its schedule. They don't do like the NFL. Release party, woo! But we have the Warriors schedule. Remember last year, if you were here, I broke down each game and gave our record. I was one game off. I had us at 48 wins. I'm pretty sure we ended up at 49 this year. It looked really bleak when we went 20-20. Really good when we started 12-3 and kind of fell down. So the question is, folks, what is the Warriors' schedule look like? The big games, we'll break down what it looks like. I'll do a full game by game at a later date, but first we'll start Kuminga and then here. Please like and subscribe to Warriors Digest so you don't miss anything. Trades, rumors, games, etc., etc., etc. And folks, I read all the comments. When I don't talk about JK, there's people not happy. When I do talk about JK, there are people not happy. You can't make everybody happy. So you know what? I'm doing my best. We're not trying to spam y'all. We're trying to give you guys relevant news as it comes out. Like you'd watch ESPN, CBS, Fox. They update you periodically. That's the goal here at the channel. Keep you updated. And you, I'm talking to you, the commenters, may know more or be more in tune than someone else at a different part of the world. So it's my job here as Warriors Digest to give the news that we have updated. And let's talk about JK. Kuminga is not budging and continues to passively, we all love someone passive aggressive, let it known he does not wish to return to the Warriors. If he is to be back with Golden State, nobody expects it to be a long-term marriage, and Kuminga will make sure it's on his terms. So again, he does not want the sign and trade because, technically he wants to sign and trade. He does not want to be signed and then traded December, January, when they can get the full value. Kuminga signs for $10 million. Right now, because he's a restricted free agent signing, his trade value is only half, meaning he's only worth $5 million. It makes it tough for the Warriors. So if they can get him to a 1-2 deal and then trade him in the winter, they can get more value back. That's a major sticking point. We know conversation with the Kings, conversation with the Suns, the Bulls are the most likely team, it sounds like, potentially right now, because they have Josh Giddey, who's in the same situation with the Bulls. However, there is something going on with the Warriors where, let me pull this up. The Warriors don't want to give up Buddy Hield or Moses Moody in any circumstances for a trade that includes Kuminga, even to get Giddey back. Again, if you look at the Warriors roster, Buddy Hield, line 5, $9 million. Moses Moody, line 4, $12 million. Right now, if Kuminga comes in at the qualifying offer, $7 million, that means it'd be around 3 to 4. If they sign him at $20 million, around 10. That puts you at $20 million. If you look at Josh Giddey's contract, right now, again, he's in the same situation. He's a restricted free agent, probably coming in around that $15-20 million. So, but he has the same issues as Kuminga, where it comes in half. So making the money work is going to be something interesting. But with Moses Moody, of course, they re-signed him for 3 years, but he healed the game against Houston. But lackluster. Back in the season, did better on defensively. But those are two key players. Maybe starting in some scenarios, but coming off the bench. And they need them to have more depth at this team. The Warriors value Giddey's skill set and have communicated their interest to the Australian point guard's representation. There simply does not appear to be a feasible pathway to such trade, not right now per Fisher. So, Josh Giddey, what's going to happen to him? It's looking like, folks, when training camp starts end of September, we may be in a stalemate still. The base year composition issue alone makes it challenging before we even get to the limited salary matching and outgoing player flexibility that Golden State's currently facing, Fisher concluded. Again, what we're talking about here is making Kuminga's money work or whatever Giddey gets. A month before training camp, and we're still at a landlock. And that takes you to the schedule, which obviously preseason takes you to schedule. We open the night against the Lakers. Against the Lakers. So you see preseason Laker, preseason Portland, preseason Laker, preseason Portland. You're going to know these teams well. Preseason Clippers, opening night, national television, Lakers. And just so you're aware, if you want to see, home game is yellow. And then NBA Cup is not yellow. Then you got Denver. Woo! What does triangle mean? Triangle means ESPN. So here are your shapes where the game is, and then home or away. So you start in a circle, which is Peacock. Wow, folks. NBC coming back. Then you got Denver. Portland, who knows what they'll look like. Memphis should be better with jaw back. Then the Clippers looking good. Milwaukee. So you start on the road, stay in California. Then you come home to Denver, fly to Portland, not that bad. You have Memphis and the Clippers. Then you start an East Coast swing. 2 games to go to Milwaukee and Indiana. Come back for a game in Phoenix. At home against Phoenix. Then you go up the road to Sacramento. Then you got Denver, NBA Cup game. Your first NBA Cup game against Denver. That's tough on the road. Then you got Indy at home. Then you got a road trip. OKC, San Antonio. San Antonio again for NBA Cup game. Back-to-back. New Orleans, Orlando, Miami. Tough road trip right there. Then you're home. Portland, Utah, Houston, New Orleans. So you'd have to think if you're looking at home and away, they have a relatively easy schedule to start the season. A lot of games home or on the West Coast, not having to fly kind of far. Then you get to December. You got OKC at home, Philly, Cleveland, Chicago on the road. Then who knows with the NBA Cup. Again, Houston NBA Cup game. Then you got Phoenix, Orlando, Dallas at home. And you go for the New Year, folks. New Year's Eve on the road. Toronto, Brooklyn, Charlotte. Steph Curry gets to play in Charlotte, his home area, on New Year's Eve. Crazy. Good for him. Then you're back home. OKC, Utah. Then you're staying in California for the Clippers. Milwaukee, Sacramento. Atlanta, Portland, Knicks, Charlotte, Miami, Toronto. That's a big homestand. You're basically at home most of January. Winter months. Good. You're not having to go to the East Coast, deal with travel issues. But then you go Dallas, Minnesota back-to-back with a day in between. Utah, back home. Detroit, Philly at home. Then you stay in the West Coast area. Memphis, San Antonio. All-Star break. You got Boston after, which is nice, at home. Denver at home. So you look at that. You're basically at home for a lot of February as well. You don't leave the West Coast really for February until the very end. New Orleans, Memphis. But this means, folks, a lot of home games, a lot of away games to end the season. And we know the Warriors away can be up and down. Then you got the West Coast Laker LA loop on the road. Houston, OKC, Utah, Chicago, Minnesota. And now you got a nice little week away. Knicks, Washington, Boston, Detroit, Atlanta, Dallas. Home a couple days, then you go to Denver. Then you come back home. San Antonio, Cleveland, Houston, Sacramento, Lakers, Sac, LAC. And we know how much. Sacramento. 2 games the last week against them. Wow. That could dictate the playoffs right there. Same with the Lakers and Houston. We know that. But it feels like a manageable schedule. Like when you look at the away games, you got New Year's Eve, which, okay, that kind of sucks. You got March, which you're gone for a week. Here in the middle of November, you're gone. It doesn't feel terrible as it has in other years. So, folks, I want you to comment your thoughts. Do you like the Warriors schedule? Do you not like the Warriors schedule? Anything that stands out to you? Also, it's worth noting, stay with me. Let me pull it up. Bookmark. Warriors, Knicks, Thunder, Lakers. Most streamed national games, 34. Then you got Wolves, Rockets at 28, Nuggets 26, Celtics still at 25, Cavs, Mavericks rounding out the bottom. 34 games, folks, national television. Let's go. So comment your thoughts, subscribe what you think. We'll keep you up to everything you need to know. Warriors Digest out.